Hey, this is my reflection video based on my research for the COVID-19 honors experience. So, I first started with researching a bunch of articles and academic articles and stuff like websites and trying to find out how exactly COVID-19 has impacted students, computer science majors, and just international students and university students in general. And I also went into some detail about how what is the future of remote work and how COVID-19 has accelerated software development and so on. So I cited six articles in my essay, and the first one was by the Chartered Institute of IT, which talked about how COVID-19 changed computer science education. Uh, I detail a lot of what the article says in my essay, but basically it says that online teaching was great for some time, but overall in the long run, offline teaching is better because students can focus more. There's less academic misconduct and stuff like that. But online learning always had its benefits, and a hybrid model of learning would be beneficial for the future. So the second article that I chose was about how COVID-19 has impacted tech hiring. So the tech industry, just like all the other sectors, felt the impact of COVID-19. However, tech fared much better and perhaps even benefited from the COVID-19 because old businesses that were reluctant to transform digitally decided that they had to do it if they wanted to keep their businesses going. And this caused almost an 8% increase in the tech industry, and more people started coming to the digital world, and we needed more servers, so there are more jobs for server managers and so on. One of the things about the tech industry is that a lot of the people are working remotely now, and they plan to keep working remotely. Companies like Facebook, Airbnb, Uber, and Zoom have said that employees can work full time remotely indefinitely for as long as they want, and they don't have to come to the office space. And this not only saves time to commute and lets them spend more time with their family, it also is better for the environment as there are no gas costs and no less carbon emissions and stuff like that. And there are also more applicants for open positions than ever before, as more and more more companies require people in software development, web development, cybersecurity, because there are a lot of hacks during the pandemic, and people want to make sure that their servers are secure from attacks. So, like, money isn't stolen, data isn't stolen. So, cybersecurity measures are very important, and it created instability in other industries, and the tech industry really helped make this better. Like, the education industry did not know how they're going to teach, and then Zoom came in, Microsoft Teams came in saying, hey, we'll give you these things for free because it's the education industry, and really helped everyone out. So that's how COVID-19 had an impact on tech hiring and just companies helping out in general. So now, coming to computer science majors, COVID-19 pandemic helped computer science majors because software development accelerated at a level that we have never seen before. So software development is the idea of creating, designing software, and then deploying the software for use by customers. And COVID-19 has accelerated the software development a lot. So now there are up to five reasons to why this happened. I'll just cover a few. So the first is that there was more increased productivity from remote working. So it was found that when people are working in their own home comfort zone, and they just had no other distractions to go off, productivity increased by almost 30% in an average person, and general output increased by 47%. And instead of companies using the number of hours that a person works as a parameter of how productive the person is, they now used how much work the person has done. So if I just worked 20 hours, but I got the same amount of work done that I used to get done in 40 hours in an office space, the companies would be happy with that and see that the employee is being more productive. Second was obviously the very greater demand for services because more people started investing in technology. Everybody started moving into a digital landscape, making more websites, making everything online. Banks had to make all of their services available online instead of just offline banking and stuff like that. And then increased digital spending. Everybody started buying stuff from Amazon, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Walmart, Costco, and all these stores that went completely online. And there was so much more digital spending that cybersecurity measures had to be put in place so that credit card numbers don't get leaked and stuff like that. And this was very important. Then evolving customer demands and tech-led healthcare solutions. So healthcare was one of the industries that was impacted badly because you obviously can't have online healthcare, but uh, the tech industry still helped out the healthcare industry, as for basic consultations with general practitioners and stuff like that, there were always the option of just having an online consultancy where you could just measure your temperature yourself and tell the doctor, and the doctor will recommend what to do. so the doctor doesn't have to risk himself for a basic situation like this and can focus on the important surgeries and stuff like that. That's one of the other reasons that COVID-19 accelerated software development. Other than just researching about how COVID-19 has impacted remote work and software development and tech hirings, I also did get in touch with two of my friends and my dad and interviewed them about how the COVID-19 pandemic impacted their specific part of their life, jobs, academics, and so on. I interviewed my friend Rakshana, and I detailed in the essay about how she didn't have a graduation, it was online, and she had difficulty focusing in the labs. And my friend Ryan, who had difficulty focusing in math classes because the teachers were not very great at problem solving. They would just solve a question from the textbook and just move on to the next topic. And then my dad also had to work online for a little bit, even though his job was not capable of doing that, and spend the majority of the pandemic actually working offline at site, even while everybody else was doing remote work. So that's just some of the ways that they were impacted, and I detail more about this in the essay. And then, if we think about it, what is the future of remote work now? And I think that remote work is going to become permanent in a lot of companies that don't require people to be in site, especially other than the hospitality industry and tourism industry. Remote work is going to be the future for a lot of these companies. And then remote work also means less office space, which means less cost for the companies, which is always a good thing. The only thing with remote work is that it requires more engagement. It requires more performance management. So the companies have to make sure that employees are getting their work done on time, because some employees have a tendency to get distracted sometimes. So you need somebody to be manageable for that, and create a position where it's like a director of remote work operations who just takes care of how the remote work is going on and what kind of productivity schedule they're sticking to. So overall, remote work is probably the future due to the pandemic, and I think it's for the better. But it's always important to keep tabs on your employees just to make sure that they're doing the right work at the right amount of time, so you can stick to your overall schedule for projects and stuff like that. So to conclude my research and reflection video, I would just say that the pandemic has resulted in a higher demand for software jobs in the industry than ever before, and I'm really excited, and I look forward to completing my 5 engineering co-ops and looking for jobs and trying to help the industry cope with the pandemic, even though they have been doing it very well, but like help them advance technologies and help other industries that have not coped that well, like tourism and hospitality and health sectors. And this means that I need to learn and adapt to the technologies that are developed in a very short span of time and give it my best. And the pandemic was a changing point in all of our lives, and I think that we all came together really well and persevered together as one group of people rather than having our own divisions, despite society being like that for a while now. And I think that it's a great thing. And this research was really glad that I got to do this research and realize how the pandemic has impacted university students, computer science majors, and just the overall workspace in general. And I'm grateful to the honors department for that. Thank you for watching.